Remember when we used to read Sane Fix on this channel? So do I. But you're stuck here with Defender 2222's Crisis of Infinite Twilights. Not the floor you expected. Chapter 19. Let's rock. Skulu was sure she was dying. She asserted this because life was flashing rapidly before her eyes, and she had always heard such a thing happen before you die. Except, it wasn't exactly her life that was flashing by. Well then, little sister, a younger child said, lifting Skulu up and placing her on his back. Since you saw fit to devour that cake, I think we should work on getting all that frosting out of your mane. Skulu looked down and giggled as she began to rush cake into Tile's coke. I guess I'll be needing a bath as well. We are not having a thee discord with our sister. We shall retake those you have stolen from us. Skulu proclaimed, flaring out her midnight blue wings. She glared at the Chaos God as he calmly snatched a cloud from the sky and ate it like it was hamburger. The night shall last forever! Nightmare Skulu exclaimed, cackling as her ethereal mane billowed about her. Ha 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 ha! We are whalers on the moon. We carry a harpoon, she sang. Nightmare Skulu screamed as the elements of harmony fired the rainbow blast, pending, at her. No! Is it so creepy to watch Phineas and Co sleep and then enter their dreams? Skulu complained to a smirky Celeste. Better than you kidnapping them and forcing them to live in your castle. I have a daughter, Skulu asked her sister and brother and father giggling delight. Oh, this will be wonderful. We'll pay each other's souls, we'll go shopping and bond over our monthly feeding cycles. I'm sure if you look carefully, you'll see that the VCR is a fact on this receipt. Skulu complained to the Best Buy sales pony who was giving her a hard time. Well, Skulu says the physicist stopped. That was. Ugh. The filly's head dipped a little as she struggled against her queasy tummy. Oh, good, you're back, Lena said, tossing away the magazine she was reading. Entertainment Weekly. There had been an interesting cover story about 2.5 stallions, and if it could still be funny with the departure of Charlie Horse. And the answer was, it had never been funny in the first place. And focusing on Scootaloo. So, what did you think of my memories? I so bought that VCR. I don't care what they think! Those were your memories? Scootaloo muttered, still a little bit dizzy. Philly looked around and pouted when she saw that, yes, she was still inside the Jaeger. Of course, Luna said, rolling her eyes. That's how a Jaeger works. We have to share minds and memories to get it to work, so we can operate it as one. You saw my memories, and I saw yours. Oh, Skulu frowned. I don't think I'd like you knowing everything about me. Please, it wasn't nothing exciting. Excuse me? Skulu complained. Luna shrugged. It was rather bland, actually. Cup of votes, almost got a cutie mark. Cup of votes, almost got a cutie mark. I did more exciting things than that, Skulu complained. Trust me, you'll have it. What about that time I defeated Queen Chrysalis with the power of love? Skulu asked. What? Was Princess Kate's, Luna reminded her. I think I know my own life, Princess, Skulu complained, crossing her forelegs over her chest and letting out a huff. Excuse me, Tal called out, massive fists tapping on Pillow Fury's head, that being the name of Luna's Jaeger, in case you missed the last chapter. Come to think of it, though, this fic might make more sense if you did skip around and read parts at random. No, it wouldn't. I don't mean to interrupt whatever gabfest you have going on in there about bonbons and stickers and whatever females discuss, but could you possibly see fit to help us actually defeat the 2 giant Twilights that are rampaging through Trotio? It gave them a cold glare. That would be, as you youngsters say, awesome. Oh, what? Lena said, marching in place. Skulu found herself doing the same. The harness she was in letting out mechanical whirs as she did so. Paul Fury began marching towards Twitzilla, the Jaeger's fists cracking as he prepared to attack. Tile joined back with Twilight Mist and Sparkleson in fighting off the bland yet effective battle tactics of Twilight. Twilight, for her part, was firing anything that moved while attempting to do her taxes at the same time. I'd like to remind you again, this is a Jaeger, a sea god, a vampire, a magical girl, and a Godzilla, and Deadpool, all fighting each other in the middle of a big city. And I thought we achieved pure awesome when we did Immortal Game 2 years ago, but I was wrong. This is topping all of that. I do not know how we're going to top this sword fight. Okay, Spike said, grabbing onto a mailbox as the ground shook once more under the pounding of the massive feet that were trying to cram themselves on any flat surface they could find. I thought we run away and don't stop until things make sense again. Everything's making sense to me, Gideon said happily, watching the bowing signs of our delight. Yeah, rip her heart out! Not exactly disproving my point, Princess, Spike grumped. Come on, we need help them, Twilight exclaimed, bouncing up and down. The spandex uniform Luna had given her draped across her back, and the filly couldn't wait to try it on and go fight giant monsters. Shooting my giant slayers! I think we should use a variation of Spike's plan, Shining Armor said. I think we should run until we are safe, and then we can come up with a game plan that will help us defeat those other Twilights. It makes no sense to just run in and apply our Baby Twilight proclaimed. Dusting out a strange red, black, and gold device, Luna had left with the spandex outfit. Morph what now? Spike managed to say before he found himself to thrust out his own morpher. Lift up! He began, only to realize the others were holding out their morphers. Oh, crud. Okay, everybody, cue the music. Go, go, Power Pages! Yeah! Twilight squealed quickly. Lift it on! Pterodactyl? Spike said, confused. Triceratops, Sighing mumbled. Saber-tooth tiger! Kaya squealed. Dinosaur! Baby Twilight declared. There was a burst of energy. The five found themselves dressed in head to toe /hoof in Sentai spandex. Baby Twilight giggled. Her helmet a bit too heavy for her, causing the infant fall to her side. Paul said, her little legs kicking as she tried to right herself. Okay, this is just getting weird. Shining complained as he looked at the full look to get her straight. Where am I? Spike fingered his pink spandex outfit, tugging at the short skirt he was now wearing. Oh, come on! Spike is a girl, Spike is a girl, Twilight chanted. Spike is a girl, Spike is a girl. Kane sang, joining in. Can we focus on the baby dragon's cross-dressing layer? Shiny complained. We need to deal with the battle that happened a block away from us. In that moment, Twilight managed to slug Tidal, sending the sea god crashing down, nearly on top of the Super Sentai ponies. The Capricorn blinked in confusion. Spike, are you wearing a dress? Skirt, Spike grumbled. Spike is a girl, Spike is a girl. I just want to remind you people, Tidal is voiced by Keith David. That is all. Tidal said before standing back up and charging the vampire pony that sucker punched him. Okay, every pony, we need to bow to them, Kane declared. Let's call our swords! Kate stretched her hoof up, waiting for the arrival of the five dinosaurs to come to their aid. Anytime now, Kane said. Meanwhile, at the center of the earth, bzz, bzz. Dude, I think your page is going off, Mastodon Sword said from his spot in the cats. Damn, they're trying to call us to work. The saber-tooth tiger sword complained. That? Pterodactyl complained. Way too cold to go to work. Besides, T-Rex found a marathon of Game of Thrones on cable. Dude. I don't think they're coming, Fly complained. They have to come, Gaines exclaimed. How else are we supposed to fight without swords? Baby Twilight exclaimed. A little run wiggled as the group leapt back as the chaos fold finally began to enlarge until she was 50 feet tall. Bah! Every pony, onto the baby's back! We can ride her to battle against the vampire and the dragon as we assist our moon guys and the giant Capricorn! Kane shouted, snatching Twilight and flying up on the baby Twilight. And yes, this is as ridiculous as it sounds, but this is Tratio! Are we seriously doing this? Spike complained. I guess so, Shiny said. He took Spike onto his back and climbed up baby Twilight's tail. Close your legs, otherwise people will see up your skirt. Eep! Ah! Baby Twilight sang as he stumbled toward Tratio, her little host kicking and slashing as he trotted over to the other fighters. Twilight swung around, inhaling as he prepared to let loose another atomic blast, only for the foal to grab her snout and clamp it close. Twilight's eyes went wide, and fire found no place to go. Sea shot out her ears, and arms pinwheeled before she finally toppled to the street below. Twilight let out a laugh as the fallen dragon. Ha! As if you five rangers can stop me. What about me, then? Wallbreaker proclaimed, stepping out of the sissy place he had been waiting in. Don't you know, silly bad guy? There's always a sixth ranger! Dragon Sword! But what about... Never mind. Okay, I give up. Shining complains. The royal guard turned to the Green Ranger. Wallbreaker lets into the air in a series of moves that were clearly done by him, and not by his stunt double, landed next to Twipoo. Go, go! Pistol! Are you gonna do this in Japanese too? Why, yes. Come on, no! Pistol! Wait, that has nothing to do with yikes! Twipole shouted as she was struck. She flew off the building, scrambling. She tried to find something to grab onto. After a moment, her nose connected with something solid. Sigh relief, she clung to the metal. Metal that happened to be Twilight horn cannon. Hamburgers. She says before the pony bot fired her payload all over her. Which is really not as sounding as it sounds. Sending the assassin flying away through the sky. Can I see it? Can we see it? I guess so. Clean Typole is blasting off again! Stand still, you sparkling little... Luna snarled, trying to get Apollo Fury to grab onto Twilight. The fanboy, continued to elude her. And what's worse, she was giving brooding monologues as he did so. Yes, I stand still. Just like time stands still for me. My life is but an empty conundrum filled with moments that slip by like grains from a well-worn hourglass one might find in a dead parent's attic, gathering cobwebs and dust as a testament to time that has gone by, passing them and drawing them and you and all closer to the grave that awaits all but me, due to the curse that sits upon my weary head that desires only rest in... Okay, enough of this! Skulu shouted in frustration. Give me my punch! Did you what? Luna managed to say before Apollo Fury's fist caught on fire. The Skulu launched it at the fan pony. I just want to let you know, guys, I'm actually studying Japanese, and I can actually read some of what is written here. But I don't think we have enough time for me to actually read this in proper Japanese, but I will instead actually give you a treat. I'm going to try my best to use Google Translate to read this in the original Japanese. Ahem. Cutie Makuru punch it! Set in a fleeting no Shotoraki! Kitimon punch! Strike of 1,000 annoyed fillies! Kyle's tentacle nuzzed for the twisting form that had been Twilight. Well, no one's down enough for the count. He rolled his soldiers like the tide water rolled out to sea. The Capricorn's black stone bones slowly disappeared as his flesh regrew, leaving him looking 100% normal again. Alright, the rest of you slackers can come on down now. I saved today. Seriously? Shiny complained as baby Twilight shrank back down to normal, cute size. In fact, she might purposely shrank herself down a touch smaller so she could look even more sweet and innocent. The robots did all the work. That's not how I remember it. Tile said simply. It happened 30 seconds ago! Shiny complained. Cadence happily popped off her helmet and hugged the Capricorn. Uncle Tidal, you were amazing. Thank you so much for saving us all. Cadence? He didn't say... Remember when I threw you the Star Saber just at the right time so you could take out those ninjas? Tile asked with a grin. Indeed I do, little one. Tile said solemnly. Without it, I would not have been able to defeat Frieza. Yes! You! I give up! Shiny dropped his head. Spike pulled it off his helmet and tossed it at his bemused Sparkle son. Yeah, I'm fighting that eruption more and more. Ah! Why are you screaming? We hit the ground 20 minutes ago, perfectly fine. Maybe she just likes screaming. Twilight rolled down her back, stared up at the brilliant blue sky, fluffy white clouds that floated past. Except for ending up in the park by a robot cannon, that's really pretty peaceful and nice. A wonderful place for one to lay back down and contemplate the deep mysteries of the world. Okay, If I don't kill something, I'm going to scream, Flypole complained. You're right, he screamed. Exactly. Sansa was ready to stand up and begin administering some violent justice. When we find herself no longer alone, a swirling blue vortex appeared, and with a pop-pop, out spun a new Twilight in the grass. Oh, goody, Flypole said, pulling out her semi-automatic. A free target! The next Twilight pulled out a rocket launcher and aimed it right at the red-clad assassin's head. And once we find said target, we both can have some fun, she said weakly. Me, a gimp, the new Twilight complained. Her accent was a bit rougher than the original Twilight. Not quite a New Jersey accent, but close. She stood up. Twilight took a moment to examine the newest doppelganger, taking into many differences. This Twilight had the same mane and tail cut as most Twilights, including Twilight, was dressed in a black suit and tie. Said suit must have been made by Hammer Space Inc., as the new Twilight was able to pull out, or whatever weapon she wanted in the pockets of the jacket. To top everything off, this Twilight did not have the normal starburst that the other Twilights had. Instead, her key mark was almost a black floor. Goodsie, you here? Right, boss? A voice called out to the new Twilight. What the happened? Another pull-up by Zin? I don't think so, boss. I can barely hear a read on you. It's like you're not even in our universe anymore. What do you see? A gimp, the boss said. Kitsy, can you and the rest of the crew follow me? Already working on it. We should be there through in 3, 2, 1. The boss looked around, ignoring Twilight. Not seeing you. Yeah, about that. Could be more dramatic on a countdown. Kitsy. Kidding. We're beaming down to you right now. Hate to break it to you, Twilight said, but you are the only one that can come. Kind of. The blue vortex reopened, and Twilight's eyes opened wide as 5 more ponies emerged from the portal. The first, Kinsey, assembled flare-shine, except her long mane was in a ponytail, and she wore a pair of glasses. Next was Rainbow Dash. Mane slicked straight up, wore a pair of sunglasses, and had a set of nasty-looking knives strapped to her forelegs. All right, who do we kill first? Oh my God, this is a Saint Rose reference. And I actually own Saint Rose the Third. I really do. Leave it to Rainbow Cat to kill first and ask questions later. The next point, an Applejack doppelganger said. She was wearing a fairly tiny suit, but instead of a tie, she had a scarf around her neck. Oh, come on, Apple Queen, Pinkie Pie squealed, bursting from the portal. You gotta kill as much as the rest of us. This Pinkie was the same as any other Pinkie. As for the fact she was wearing a giant green mask and helmet, strangely shaped like her own head. Yeah, this place is pretty sweet, Professor Pixies, Spike Washington said, adjusting his fedora. Sweet nothing. I'll swear, if my outfit is responsible here, I'm going to shoot some stallion in the junk, Rarity complained, tight leather jacket clinging to her form. Don't worry, Rare, Bosswise said with a regular smirk. Once we figure out who brought us here, we'll have plenty of time to stick our questions on. Well, this is either going to go really bad or really good, Twilight said nervously. Hey, no psychopath here. I'm more of a puckish rogue, Boss Twice said. Speaking of which, I really gotta go play some more Saints Row the Third. Be right back! Oh, I find this hilarious. He says this chapter is supposed to be more sane. I'm going to miss most honorable, Haha and Akachan me, Sparkle-san stated, pulling the hood of her fluffy white winter jacket tighter around her head. Even with the winds blowing, the snow swirling around her, the sword-wielding mare looked utterly cute dressed in her winter gear. Her large, highly expressive eyes shone out from beneath the fluffy hood as she looked about the snow-covered landscape. Mouth open and tiny awe-inspired mouth. I wish they could have joined us on this arm of the journey. Leg, Shiny said. This arm of the leg, Sparkle-san frowned. Am I saying that right? Yep, nailed it, Spike stated. Tail's horn glowed, and the ski goggles he was wearing shifted lightly. He wore a heavy black cloak, lined with the fur of some animal. He offered to tell them what animal it was, and how he killed it, but every pony passed. We
couldn't bring that dragon, Twilight, and the annoying vampire one, and someone had to escort us back. Twilight had the trailer hold them all, but had never been to Equestria, and Cadence and Shiny joined us on this journey.
And you? Spike gasped, seeing some fire out of his mouth to warm his hands up. This person Tile's back, still too deep for himself or Skulu to walk through. The orange filly, dead down in a blue parka with Rainbow Dash's face on it, was sitting on Shiny Armor's back. Tile's the only one of us who's been to Renaissance, Kean stated, happily skipping through the snow. She showed no signs of actually noticing the drifts were 2 feet deep. Twilight, dressed in a blue jacket and snow pants, let out a whoop of joy from her perch on Keans's back as the mare danced along the snowdrifts.
Yes, but only when he invaded, Shiny complained, struggling with the bright orange parka he'd been forced to wear. I'll have you know that the Prytons and Capricorns are lifelong friends and allies.
Tile complained.
Those invasions were merely fun and games.
You declared war on each other 20 times! Shiny snapped.
All in good fun. No one was seriously hurt. Not a single life was lost, and usually my brother, Polar Vortex, and I ended each war with a drinking contest.
Okay, in case any of you guys are wondering, if you've never heard of a Pryton, which is spelled P-E-R-Y-T-O-N, they're these mythological hybrid animals that have the body of a stag and the wings of a bird. And they look really cool. They're beings that used to live in Atlantis, until an earthquake destroyed civilization, the creatures escape by flight. It casts a shadow of a man until it kills one during its lifetime. This time it starts to cast its own shadow. A symbol once prophesied that Prytons could lead to the downfall of Rome.
And they look freaking awesome!
And apparently they are actually in the bestiary of D&D. Not the current one. Now, back to your story. Which was Polar Vortex? Skulu asked, pulling out her big book of insane immortals. Is he the god of the winds?
That's my elder brother, Fuzzy Thinker. Polar is my younger brother, and god of winter, snow, ice, and cold. Me, being the god of storms, along with the god of the sea and war, means we have to work together a lot. He is the lord of the Pryton and czar of Renaissance.
Is there a ruler of any country that isn't one of your relatives? Spike asked.
Tile considered this. I don't think so. Maybe Finland. But that country is just a bunch of fish anyway.
He glanced over at Skulu.
Are we any closer to the Twilight you sensed?
She feels like she's about a mile in that direction, Skulu called out. The wind's picking up, snow and ice pelting her face. Where did the storm come from? Shiny shouted over the racing winds. The dreaded ice Oni must be attacking us, Sparkle's son declared. Quick, we must use the gem of 1,000 flames to drive it back before it kisses us and melts ice quite bad.
The war god shook his head. It isn't an ice Oni. It is a true storm. Use your head, Captain. You encountered this before.
Shiny blinked as it dawned upon him what was happening. A climate bubble?
That same surround. Crystal Empire. Heat and cold.
Cause a strong thermodynamic reactions that can cause extreme weather conditions. The group watched as a small wing-shaped figure suddenly appeared out of the soaring snow and ice. The pony, for Pryton, did not have manes or long tails, the likes of the one the newcomer was sporting. Hurried towards them, a huge grin on her face. They teach you that day one when you join the weather team. Rainbow Dash! Skulu instantly went down Shiny's back, only to disappear in a deep drift. Kate skipped over, yanked the filly out. Skulu was spitting snow out and looking at her hero with wide, happy eyes. Rainbow Dash! Hey, you squirt! Rainbow Dash said with a smirk, mostly for Kate to get Skulu on her back. Heard you and the Scudettes were looking for Twilights, and I managed to convince Princess Celestia to warp me over so I can help you out. Scudettes? Spike asked, raising an eyebrow.
Rainbow Dash, are we near a city? Shiny asked.
Heck yeah! Rainbow proclaimed. You're only a block away from Moscow. Capital city of Renaissance, Kate said to a confused Twilight. I bet Uncle Vortex is there. I can lend a huff.
Shiny nodded.
That is a smart idea. We haven't had all that much luck avoiding insanity on this trip. Or any trip Kane's Tile and I seem to take. Nang is for trouble, Kane said with glee.
So having the country's ruler on our side might be wise.
Well, come on then, Rainbow Dash called out. I'll be here half a day, so I already got you guys booked in your hotel rooms. Compliments of Princess Celestia.
Well, this is bloody brilliant. Tile says he stopped through the snow, falling after Rainbow Dash. Tell the bellhops I will begin hunting them for sport within the next 3 hours.
Spike little huff. Of course, knowing our luck, things will only go downhill from here. Meanwhile, downhill from where the group was. Stupid Ponyville ponies. A purple-coated mare complained as he walked down the street. Ruined everything. Ruined my life. I'll show them. Show them all. Especially that mare Trix. Why so glum, little sister? The mare whipped her around, her eyes narrowed and horn glowing as she prepared to attack the intruder. However, she quickly realized that even she, with all her great power and brains, and charming wit and beautiful singing voice, was no match for the beings before her. There were 3 in total, and each one, to the mare's utter surprise, resembled her, if only in glancing. The largest was the 3 only shared her face, the rest was being a mismatch of assorted body parts. She was watching the mare, grinning like a mad fool, eyes lit with wicked glee. Well, 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 Deliria said idly, tapping her fingers against and summoning monocle purely so she could remove it and polish it. Look what we have here. The second mare was a strange mare. She was easily larger than the average pony, wearing a brown jacket and a bulletproof vest. Her mane was cut short, in a military cut. Her eyes were dark as the deepest pits. Most disturbing was the strange mask that adorned her face. It covered her mouth and jaw, and the tubing that ran along the front gave it the appearance of an open maw.
I wonder if you are worthy of what we offer.
The masked pony's voice was an odd mix, deep yet hit with the crackling powerful yet cultured. It was all at once right and wrong and set the mare on edge. Enough, Twybane, the final member and leader of the threesome stated. I have selected her, and I am the leader of the league. League? The mayor whispered. Oh, yes, Delirium stated, clapping her hands. I have no doubt that either victory or painful death awaits us all by our uniting as one. Of course, if you seek a painful death, then you get victory either way.
The only death will be that of Equestria,
Twybane declared.
I will break it under my hoof. And do not throw that title too much, Nightfall. There is only one league where I stand, and it is of shadows, not evil twilights.
You know, this is the first time I ever get to pull off the Dark Knight Rises Bane impersonation. Applause! The mayor frowned, pulling her keep tight around her. I don't know about Equestria, but I'd like to see Ponyville burn for what it did to me. Yes, I imagine so. Nightfall Eclipse purred. The wicked Twilight leaned forward, her green eyes gleaming in the pale moonlight that hung over Muscow. The elements of harmony embarrassed you, belittled you, and failed to pay you the respect you deserve. I and my companions offer you a chance to hurt them. I don't want them hurt! I want them dead!
Oh, but death is too quick.
Twilight complained.
Your punishment must be more severe. You must take from them all that they have, steal that which they treasure, corrupt those that they hold as innocent, and break all they care for. Only when their life is in ashes, only then will you give them permission to die.
The mare was breathing heavily, but it wasn't fear that made her heart race. It was desire. Desire for the power to do exactly what these stories suggested. Yes, I think I could go for that. Well then, I suppose it's time to give you your present, Delirium said, holding out her hands. Grains of black sand began to swarm in her hands, and latched onto each other, quickly began to take the form of a strange black pendant. Tell me, Nightfall Silver grinned, fang teeth glimmering as he did so, have you ever heard of the Amulet of Alucards? Ah! Hello, hello! Skilla craned her neck up so she could look at the praetor that was waiting for them outside their hotel. The buck was about as big as Big Macintosh, though most of his bulk came from his shaggy coat, which looked like it had never been trimmed. He had a long snout, deep dark eyes. They stared down from great bushy eyebrows. His horns were quite impressive, shooting out a good 7 inches past his shoulders. Wings were quite large as well, though it was hard to tell as they blended perfectly with his coat.
I am Cold-Snap, father of Frosthoof. His royal czar, Polar Vortex, bids you all welcome to Muscat. I have been sent to attend your needs until Czar Vortex is free to see you.
Privet. Privet, Tile said, bowing his head to Cold-Snap.
I am Gospodin Tide, Onyx of Princess Cornell, Misty, Celestia, and Luna. May I present my Drizza, Princessa Cadence, and Captain Shining Armor of the Crystal Empire, Sparkle Son of Porpan, and Rainbow Dash, Skidoo, Spike, and Twilight of Equestria, all faultless.
May your future Sinova be strapping and you're totally beautiful,
Cold-Snap said.
Allow me to take your belongings so we might begin this tour of the fair city.
Also the greeting, Spike asked.
Yeah, why are you talking gibberish, Mr. Grumpy Fish?
Twilight asked, grinning the way Tile scowled at his new nickname.
It was not gibberish. It was Renaissance. Tile rolled his eyes. I was giving the proper Renaissance greeting, stating the names of my kids, that you are all faultless.
And the Shining Armor ran to the next part. In Renaissance, parents strive to raise strong, noble children, while places like Griffland take pride in their forefathers. Here it's their children. To not announce that you have a child when you are one is seeing you admitted you are unworthy of being their parent.
That is why I stated you were all faultless. There's sure no one took the wrong meaning,
Tile stated.
Anything else we should know, Most Honorable Grumpy Kiss and Most Honorable Shining Time?
Sparkle Son asked.
Shiny nodded. When you try to buy something, they will attempt to give it to you for free. Don't take it. They're just being polite. You'll have to refuse. Allow them to refuse your money, and finally give it to them. Taking stuff for free will be seen as a grave insult. It's a South Arabia trait, but they shared borders, and the cultures have mixed. Don't show cheap when you smile, unless you can back it up, Tile stated, flashing his own razor-sharp teeth. Spike, you should be okay with your fangs, but the rest of you will become a target for attack if flashing your fangs, blunt, square teeth.
Under his breath, he muttered,
how you ponies deal with those clunky things, I'll never know.
So basically our best bet is to stick with you, huh, big guy?
Rainbow Nest Tile.
Well, you are an attractive mare. I am a married god, Miss Jazz.
I know,
Rainbow stuttered. Tile continues if he hadn't spoken.
Don't misunderstand me. Were I unattached, I would be very attracted to you. You have a warrior's heart, and your physical skills will be well served ruling my kingdom.
Tile tapped his chin.
Iridia may be receptive. She is a possessive sort, but also open-minded.
Rainbow whimpered, eyes going pinpricks.
Rainbow Dash lost title, Rainbow Dash lost title.
Twilight sang as the Shining Armor worked gains from using her magic to bring the Pony and Capricorn together.
Now that your bags are settled, we might begin.
Cold-Snap gestured to them to follow him as Shining, Cadence, and Rainbow Dash each knelt down to allow Twilight, Spike, and Skulu, respectively, to climb onto their backs. Tile took point, nodding to the Praytons that passed and flashing his teeth at any that looked too long to gazing at the pony's baby dragon. The sight of the massive Capricorn, who was easily 3 times their size, leering at them with shark-like teeth, was enough to assure they didn't have to deal with anyone who wanted to test themselves against foreigners.
I assured you, Lord Tile, there's no need.
If I didn't turn my way around, my brother would never let me hear the end of it,
Tile said simply.
Besides, they're just lucky I don't sick my baby sister on them. Isn't that right, Cadence?
I bet a lot of static electricity is Jerry when you guys snoo.
Cadence said to Cold-Snap with glee.
I could power a microwave if I just...
See what I mean?
Tile says Cadence yammering onto herself about what experiments he might be able to do.
Good,
Cold-Snap said with a gulp.
Well then, young Rainbow Dash told me she is a flyer, and I hope you all have time for a quick stop.
Where's that? Twilight asked.
The famous Wonderbolts are performing in the Cloud Arena, and
Yes! Skulu and Rainbow shouted at the same time.
Seems that answers your question, Sunny stated. 45 minutes later.
Why are you two so happy anyway? Spike asked. I thought you were on the trial squad for the Wonderbolts, Dash. Well, I am, Rainbow Dash admitted, bouncing up and down in her seat. School was sitting next to her, the two of them wearing matching Wonderbolt caps. Cold Snap had managed to get them great seats, right in the middle of the stands. Being high meant one could see aerial maneuvers without tilting head, letting unable to see how terrain moves. The first was true for sideline seats. But just because I've gotten to know some of them, doesn't mean I suddenly become jaded. Just to see a wonderful performance is still something to behold.
Tyler grumped. Give me gladiators any days.
You watch gladiator matches?
Sparkle Sun asked.
No, I compete.
You guys the Rainbow Dash.
You understand, don't you? Why watch when you can experience yourself? Your heart pumping, muscles throbbing with each thrust and plunge, the sweat dripping from your brow, and the screams echoing around you. I'm still trying to convince Celestia to return to the sands. Her mace and my tail blade have not put it so for quite some time.
I prefer the kabuki performances, Sparkle-san said. They are quite done well, the iron sits and wrapped. Seats are just fine bits.
Well, remember, this is only a short detour, Sunny said. We still have to track down another Twilight.
And visit the local sex dungeon, Games reminded him.
I don't think there's a sex dungeon in Moscow,
Colsnap said. There's always a sex dungeon. You just have to know where to look. Here they come! Rainbow said excitedly. So awesome! There's Sword and Spitfire, Silver Linings, Kula said.
Hey, I thought you hated Spitfire, Rainbow Dash,
Spike said. Why would you think that?
Well, she's always so rude to you and self-serving.
She let that showboat be the lead in your pairing at flight camp. And then she lied about Sora being injured and tried to tempt you to join her team instead of flying with Fluttershy and Body set. Well, that would have worked out fine with the Great Derby host taking Rainbow's place, Kate said. I heard she once performed a Sonic Muffin Boom.
I knew a Derby host once,
Tiles said.
Her doctor friend was ever so grumpy, but she was glorious with her sword. The gladiator pits ran red with blood and chocolate chips.
And she was a total snob at the Grand Gallery Gala, Spike exclaimed, ignoring the two deities. Rainbow shrugged. Hey, this is her being tough. Well, I think she is just a giant country of Vanessa! Spitfire called out, stepping into the mic at her flyover. Well, thank you for letting us visit your wonderful city, and hope you enjoy the grand aerodynamic feats we're about to perform for you. The crowd let out giant bells in pleasure, making the stadium sound like it was a giant bass guitar. Now then, for our first act,
you'll step away from that mic and stop this nonsense.
What the hey?
Rainbow called out. The rest of the crowd looked skyward, and the new Pegasus was slowly descending the arena.
I always knew you were trying to steal my command of the Wonderbolts, Private Spitfire. But this arrogant performance really takes the cake. I'll see your wings clipped for this.
Skulu stared at the new arrival, decked out her own wonderful flight suit, and let out a groan.
Oh, come on! Who the hell you think you are? What the hell you're doing in one of our uniforms? Spitfire snapped in anger.
The new arrival merely smirked, purple wings spread wide.
You play that game, Private? Fine. I am Skyburst Sparkle, the true captain of the Wonderbolts.
She turned around towards the front ground level of the arena, where a sound system was set up to play music for the show.
DJ Pone 3 was sitting there, huge smile on her face, prepping her records. DJ, drop me a fat beat to kick this mare's flank too. I gotcha!
Miles scratched said before mulching another pony. It was under the table connecting the wires to join her.
Come on now, you want to be my partner? Good guess is your chance. Oh damn! DJ Twilight in the house! Is it the DJ said.
Her mane, which was done in cornrows, wiggling with every bob of her head.
Oh, come on!
Skulu screamed.